and I thought our guys really kept swinging to put themselves in position with 8 to go to have an opportunity to win the basketball game. In the last 8 minutes, I thought they were smarter. I thought they were tougher. I thought they executed better. I thought they were more cohesive. I thought they had more grit. And obviously, we're not real thrilled about that. We've got to be a lot more connected in the last 8 minutes than what we were. When you play a game like this, and we knew it when we scheduled it, you get an opportunity to learn a lot about yourself. There were some things that we'll take away from the game that I thought were positive, and then there'll be some things that we need to get corrected extremely quickly. Questions for the players?
Nana, there was a time when Malcolm was calling across to you from the lane, being vocal, being a leader. Is that something that a growth thing you've seen from him more recently?
Yeah, he's been doing this for a while now, and he's still growing, but he's obviously grown a lot since he came in as a freshman.
And what's it make you feel like when you hear your coach say that the other team was tougher than you down the stretch of the game?
It's disappointing because it really is on me and Amon. As captains, I think we didn't get the team together as much as we should have. In terms of getting them together, understanding that these last 8 minutes are ours, and there's no way they can take away from us. I feel like we kind of relaxed a little bit, and as captains, it really is on us to understand, to get these teams, to get our team to grind even harder and dig deeper. And we failed to get that out of us in the last 8 minutes, but. It's going to be a learning experience that we got to learn from it. That's the thing. We can't just ignore. We got to learn from it and apply it to the next game.
Malcolm,
in terms of what Villanova threw at you guys tonight, what was the toughest aspect or different from any other team you've faced so far this year?
The toughest aspect was probably trying to keep them off the glass because they crash with almost everybody to the glass, and it takes a team effort. Usually, 2 and 3, they don't really have anybody to box out. But this game, they had their 2 and 3 going crash the glass, and I think that set the tone early because they got a lot of second chance points, and I think they're really aggressive on the defensive end because they got a lot of points off the turnovers this game.
Malcolm, it comes in a loss and it's disappointing, but how did you feel out there? You had a pretty big game for you offensively tonight. Did you take a step against a really good team like that for you to be able to have a performance like that?
I played all right. You could say I had a good game, 20 points, but I feel like I made a lot of mistakes on the defensive end. I let my team down this game with that, I think. Got beat off the dribble a little too much, and our rotations was pretty bad. I just had, like you said, had a good game. I don't really look too much into it because we lost. I'm more disappointed about the loss and focus on how we can get better.
Nana was talking about just those last 8 minutes, Coach was, and after you guys tied at 50-50, I think Villanova scored on all the next 10 possessions. Did you guys run out of gas a little, or how did you view what was unfolding there?
I wouldn't say we ran out of gas. That's never the case. We trained too hard to make that excuse for us that we ran out of gas. I just think we fell out of character. We lost ourselves. I think we got a little too selfish on the offensive and defensive end. I think they're just a really good team. They outplayed us and outcompeted us the last 8 minutes, and they had Dylan Ennis. He hit a lot of big shots too for them. Props to him because he really took over for them at the end of the game.
Anything else for the players? Good.
Good to hear what Coach did back there.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds
Questions?
Sounds a couple times now where your guys are saying they've gotten out of character a little bit and been selfish maybe a little bit at times at ends. Is that something you continue to work through? Is that just
We're not a team yet, but we got 2 guys that set out all last year. They played 8 or 9 games at this point. We have not figured out how to connect some of those dots and stay connected. I do think that we competed the first 32 minutes. The last 8 minutes, I thought, Malcolm said it right. I thought we got a little bit selfish defensively. Most people, when they think of selfishness, think strictly of the offensive end. But I thought we put guys on islands. We didn't play our team defense very well. In the last 8 minutes, I thought and when you play against a really good team like Villanova, they'll take advantage of that. And I thought that they did. I thought the rebounding did set the tone. I agree with Malcolm as well on that. We were able to recover from that a little bit. Did a better job of taking care of the ball as well. 22 of their 33 points at the half were off of our turnovers and off of second chance points. So I thought we cleaned that up. I thought we were pretty good. Our best stretch of the game was really the first 12 minutes of the second half. Played really well. And then the last 8 minutes, we've got to learn, we've got to learn how to stay connected and have that grit like that Nana was talking about, and ratchet it up a little bit. We're just not there yet.
When you
There's also
tied-
a point where you.
John, you guys got back in the game when you went big there for a while, and you moved right to 2. Is that something moving forward if LeBron can stay on the floor?
I'm open to anything at this point. We want to be as competitive as we can be. We're constantly evaluating. We did go to that, John, to help us rebound, and then LeBron fouled. If he had not probably gotten that foul, his third foul early at that point in the second half, we may have stayed with it a little bit longer. It's certainly a possibility for sure.
When you tied it at 38, there was 2 consecutive turnovers. Ahmad and Ray both trying to make no-look passes. The last one to 3 consecutive turnovers. They scored on all of them. Does that, making a no-look pass, did that seem too flashy to you? Is the kind of thing that you say?
Not if they complete it.
Yeah.
I thought they got a lot of points off of our turnovers, and we take pride in being a team that takes care of the ball. We were second in the country coming into the game, but obviously we didn't take care of it as well as we needed to today.
When you guys did tie it earlier, 38, did you feel like the guys got a little rushed there, or did they feel like, I don't know, the pressure to get that lead?
I just don't think we're where we need to be yet, Shannon, at the bottom line. Whether at 38-38 or at 50-50, we've still got a long way to go to be connected and to find that balance of being aggressively patient, find that balance of continuing to talk, have grit, ratchet your defense up. We're not at that point. That's what we've learned so far, and that's what happens when you play against really good competition like we have. We got more coming. Gives us a chance to learn more about ourselves, and but we've got to get that addressed, pretty quickly. We've got to be better than what we were. I thought the lack of the free throw block out on the last play epitomized the last 8 minutes of the game, and that's that was inexcusable from an older group. I just thought that was those last 8 minutes, that grit that we needed, we just didn't have it.
With that last 8 minutes, John, did you address the team as maybe harshly in the huddle in the locker room after, as you have all season? Did you kind of tell them this is a wake the hell up kind of moment, like this is a good opponent, this is what we are in our worst moments, and this is how we need to improve?
Well, I kept it really short with them, honestly, because we're trying to get back. We have another road game or neutral game on Saturday. I just told them that the last 8 minutes were where the game was won and lost, and that we've got to really take a look at it. We've got to stay more connected. We can't go on islands offensively or defensively. We have to stay together.
And I want to follow up on real quick. Defensively, you're talking about the selfish play defensively. I just wanted to clarify. Is that a lack of effort, or is that guys maybe trying to play hero ball, diving into certain lanes, losing their defensive assignments, maybe trying to make the big play to get the big steal? When you say a selfish defense,
I thought we left guys on islands. We let Ochafu take a ton of dribbles without any type of help. We didn't recognize at all that Malcolm had him on a matchup on a sideline out of bounds play. I just thought our awareness was not great in the last 8 minutes, and we've got to be better.
Right here, Coach.
Coach, Villanova hasn't had a player score over 20 yet in a game. Can you just speak to how tough they are to guard with that type of balance?
Yeah, that's kind of what we want. We have that on our stat sheet, but I think we've got to be able to have that for 40 minutes of games. But no question, they're balanced. We're also balanced. We've had multiple guys lead us in scoring, and that's just kind of how it is. And I think they play that way. I enjoyed preparing for them. I told Coach that before the game. I watched them. You could tell they're older. And a lot of those guys have played together for a while. So no question. I think that makes it more difficult to prepare for them for sure.
In the back, Coach.
John, when you said the schedule, you knew it was going to be tough, obviously. Last year, you lose all those Big Ten games. Maybe you look back at that at the end of the year when you had some success. How resilient does your team have to be now, to fight through this stretch? And can they look back at it, in March, and how does this help them?
Well, we'll see. It's too early to tell for that. I don't know. We've got some guys that grinded like this, like you're talking about those first 32 minutes. But I don't know if we're as tough, certainly defensively, as that team was at the end of last year. And we're capable of being that. And so it's our job as a staff, and that Nana and Amon and Tracy's job as captains to make sure that we get that out of our team and out of our players.
John Ritt's stat line doesn't look that bad, but execution-wise, the eye test, it seemed like this might have been his worst game since he arrived.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of games for me to digest there all at one time over 2 years. But I thought he could have made maybe a few better decisions on drives in the paint. But yeah, he was pretty aggressive. He drove the ball. I thought he did some really good things defensively. Ray's very accountable defensively with scouting and those type of things that can oftentimes go unnoticed and don't show up on a stat sheet. So I don't know if it was his worst. He, like the rest of the guys on the team, would probably like to play better, but I don't know if I'd say it's his worst.
Last question?
You said you got some dots to connect and a ways to go. Did you feel like at this point you'd still be in that process of getting to where you want to be, or did you think you'd be further along?
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, you don't know until you play games and practice and play against this type of competition. And, we got more coming, and I think it's going to test us. We kind of knew that when we put the schedule together. We get to play a lot of road and neutral games here for a stretch, and that teaches you that you've got to come together, and you've really got to come together as a team, and you've got to connect those dots that we're talking about. It is a team game. You got to get caught up in the team. You got to play well offensively and defensively as a team. You got to be connected. I just thought we weren't real connected the last 8 minutes. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.